1, 2. Got the Bobby Browns. Apparently, I'm back in effect now with the Bobby Browns. Let me see. Testing. The Bobby Browns are working. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if they can hear you in the background.
Hello? How you doing?
Yeah, they hear you a little bit, I guess. But so now we in effect. We got a couple people in here. Let me get back to setting this link up. I gotta share this. Everyone needs to share it, really. You get, hold up. Do I need to turn this up? 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Hold on, let me put this on my Twitter.
Check out this shirt. Say Silverback Society.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know how to do some of this stuff. So we got some questions here. I guess we'll get started with those uh, until the rest of the What Did I Miss crew comes in here, you know. Uh, these questions actually came in a couple days ago, but I just got around to them right now. All right now, it says, can you build on the justice degree in the 1 to 14 and how it relates to the 34th degree in the 1 to 40, the 37th degree in the 1 to 40, and the 40th degree in the 1 to 40? I mean, you know, in the immortal words of one of our greatest brothers, um, what part you don't understand? You know, I mean, all of these degrees, I mean, they all deal with the original man and the devil, but from kind of all different aspects. You know what I mean? When you send in questions, you know, uh, right? SW, yeah, I can't really tell right here which you're specifically asking. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm gonna tell you something. You know, when you asking questions, or when people asking questions in general, right? Dealing with 120. See, when you ask those broad type questions, that kind of means you haven't been studying. See, when you really studying 120, right? Then you have very specific questions. You know what I'm saying? You know, like SW is saying right here, in those specific degrees, you know, there's no, you know, it's not a high degree of rocket science in there. You know what I mean? It's pretty straightforward. You know, but if you could specify a little bit more, we could get into well, actually here next the question is to the better question might be, how does one rise above? I mean, rise above what? You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, for close that for me. Yeah. Yo, listen, matter of fact, hold on. right. Out of control. Very early in the game. Yeah, but like I said, we was at how does one rise above? Rise above what? You know what I mean? Because, for some things, when you're dealing with different ciphers, how you master those ciphers, right, is uh is different for each cipher. You know what I'm saying? Some ciphers you gotta master by meeting it head on, right? And going straight through it. Other ciphers you gotta master by leaving them alone. You understand what I'm saying? There's some hurdles that in order for you to rise above it, you need to get off that whole track. You need to leave the whole track. You understand what I'm saying? And other events for you to master, you need to stay on the track and practice more. You understand what I'm saying? And elevate the level that you applying yourself to it. So, you know, so we got another question here. What's the science on the total square mileage? You know, once again, I would say pi r squared. Pi r squared is the science on it. You know, you know. No, no, don't close it. So that uh like I said, when you asking questions, uh, dealing with 120 lessons, from the questions you ask, I could tell how much you study. You know what I'm saying? Very general, broad questions. The more broad your questions is, the closer you are to being at 85%. See, because once you start digging down into the lessons, like, see if you notice, right? Uh, sometimes we can have a whole live, right? And we just dealt with one phrase, like just one phrase that's in 1 degree in the lessons, right? That's how much we can go in, we can dig into 120 lessons and see that's in there. You know, if we go beyond the quotation of it. See what I'm saying? You start to ask very specific questions. You see, and what happens is, uh, when you asking questions, right? This is what I'm saying. Right now, if I explain to you how to do brain surgery, right? Would you know? Would you know that that's how to do brain surgery? Like if I told you, look, you got to go in through the elbow. Would you be able to say that I'm wrong? Yeah, you're not a brain surgeon. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I mean? So this is anything that you're dealing with. You know, uh, it could be race car driving. There's certain unique things to racing cars that if I'm trying to explain it to you and you never had that experience, you never been close to that experience, right? You're not gonna be able to speak the language of what I mean. So I can keep explaining these things over and over and over, but until you really study it, right, and you really draw it up, then yeah, that's how it's going to be. You're going to have times when you understood it perfectly, right? You understood it perfectly when I said it. You know, for the first day or two after the live, you understood perfectly what I said. But then when you got to explain it to somebody next week, you can't really recall. I'm trying to recall. Yo, you got to just watch the live because I can't really recall. I'm not doing it justice. See, that's what it is. You haven't really drawn it up for yourself so that you can demonstrate your power to teach. You know what I'm saying? So, word to the wise, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Um, we got any other questions in the room over there before we got some brothers over here with us. Well, why y'all formulating y'all questions? Um, so it's the signs what you've been.
How did the original man come into being?
How did the original man come into being?
Well, he told me he was a thought.
Right.
Thought that became first.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah, but see, you know, uh, when we say the original man has no birth record, right? You know, the, yeah, you see, that's what you still you searching for that does not exist. You understand what I'm saying? See, at best, right, what you could do is track the development of the body. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, you know, they could say they found these bones, right, in whatever place. And these bones is the oldest bones. But you don't know what the person mindset was. Like that could have been the most wicked person of all time who bones they found right there. Or it could be the most angelic person of all time who bones they found right there. You see what I'm saying? Just meaning that there's more to the person than just the physical. You see what I'm saying? And that whoever they was, right? And on all those other planes, there's no beginning to that. Now we know and understand from supreme mathematics, right? That after knowledge comes wisdom, right? After thought comes action. So we know that the body had to go in that order because that's the order of supreme mathematics. You got knowledge. You know what knowledge is, right?
Knowledge is the foundation. I think so.
All right.
As the son is the foundation of our solar system, the black man is the foundation of his family.
All right. What's wisdom?
Wisdom, um, he says, well, I got two meanings of wisdom. Wisdom is wise words being spoken. Also, wisdom is a straightforward mathematical term. Wisdom is symbolic to the woman.
All right. Listen. You know what supreme mathematics is? Like what it is. The whole thing. I'm not saying knowledge, wisdom, understanding.
Okay.
I'm saying, do you know what it is?
Well, I heard that the supreme mathematics is the original man, black man. It's supreme mathematics.
See, supreme mathematics, right, is the order that an idea goes in order to make itself reality. You understand what I'm saying? That's peace. That's when you going from knowledge to born. You understand what I'm saying? Like whatever the idea is that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? When you wanted to come here today, right? That started from what? Did it start from you walking, or did it start from an idea that you wanted to be here? That's what I'm saying. Now, the next thing you had to put that thought into action. First through planning, right? You had to get dressed. You know what I'm saying? All these things. think of what route. You got some stuff with you. You had to gather all that together, right? You had to use your judgment in order to make up that plan, and then you had to put that plan into activation, right? By coming here however you came, wherever you drove, wherever you took the bus, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So this is this is the knowledge and wisdom. The knowledge is the idea that you had that you wanted to be here, and the wisdom is all those other things that I said that you went through in order to make that idea a reality. You understand what I'm saying? So, so, uh, yeah, yeah, that's when you put it into action. But see, look, when you put it into action, right, through whatever it means, you understand what I mean? Through you allowing somebody to come and disturb your idea, right? Once you put things into action, right, it still might not come out right. You see what I mean? If you don't see the best part of what you're striving for, then you could easily be caught up in what you right and get distracted from what you're supposed to be doing. You see what I'm and because you're not going according to the steps of supreme mathematics. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm telling you. That supreme mathematics is how you take an idea from knowledge to born. You see what I'm saying? So so because we know that this is universal law, right? If we know that our body exists right here, right, on the physical plane, right, that it had to come from a idea first. You see what I mean? Just like you coming here, see, you didn't have to tell me that you started coming here from an idea. See, I know universal law. So I know you. I know you came from. I know this. All this action came from an idea. So being that that's universal law, we know that the body was manifested from an idea because it's not no other possibilities.
So man didn't always exist in the physical plane. It was the brain, the mental first. I like to read books like that, but I don't really
Yeah, I
grab
mean,
them all.
well, what kind of books have you read like that?
Um, the Holy Quran, Circle Number 7, from, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. York.
Nah, nah. The Circle Seven Quran is from Noble Drew Ali.
Yeah, no, you're on the
You know, I mean, well, see, this is the thing. Uh,
He was saying that we existed as plants, then we as mental, and then we became physical.
well, uh,
We were plants and grass and dirt first,
see,
and
look,
became mind.
this how it is. Say you, and you know what a university is, right?
University.
You know the difference between a university and a college. See, a college is one school. A university is a whole bunch of schools that's together on one campus. You know what I mean? Universe, a universe of. So when you go to a university, you got engineering majors, medical majors. You know what I mean? A college that's just one school. You know what I mean? If they do have different things, it's not going to be as specialized. You see what I'm saying? Um, when you dealing with the science of the original man, right? And the study of our history and science and achievements and all of these things, right? You got you got university. You understand what I'm saying? So you got other schools. You know what I mean? More science. You know, I guess they teach that first the original man was a plant. I think that's what you said. You understand what I mean? But what I'm saying is you gotta ask the Morris brothers about the Circle Seven Quran. I mean, maybe some brothers in the room over here have some type of knowledge of that, but you know, I'm a 5% teacher, so I really don't. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't heard of anything. Uh, preceding the original man. Joseph said, "What is the difference between but and however? But is a correction. However is an add-on."
But reading hymns. Peace.
Peace. What's going on, guy? Ain't nothing in here. Teaching class.
Little brother be around me, he came yesterday, powerful.
hmm
He said, Darkim, I said, yeah, well, you just being familiar with a lot of other brothers like that, Well, I got a lot of great sons. Y'all doesn't see me yet.
Right.
I said a long time, bro, I ain't got time for it. Start messing up and saying things that ain't accurate. Better walk away. I'm standing there all the way for what? Using a whole lot of energy like that. Take that energy and go build a whole civilization. What's your name, girl? My name is Divine Education. Divine Education. Divine U Education. Divine U Education. Divine U Education. Divine U Education. So my education, university, college. That's why you must have attracted you. Yeah, this is the college. This is my college. At 13 going on 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Peace. But yeah, I don't have any particular information on that. Um, I mean, I heard of different sciences, where people is evolving, and over time they're going to become gods. You know what I'm saying? You know, See, there's a lot of sciences that uh, the parallel for that is not good in the 5% nation. You see what I mean? Because you know you kind of evolving back into the original man from what? Like we are the original. Like all of these things is some kind of fall from grace. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to evolve back through these different forms of life until you get back to God. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that's like Hinduism. You see what I'm saying? With the science of reincarnation and these different forms and the development of the spirit in that way. But see, listen, you know, uh, we don't really believe in things that we can't see. Now, don't get me wrong. We know that everything can't be seen by the naked eye, but all of this salvation that's gonna come 5 lifetimes from now, I'm not concerned with that. You understand what I'm saying? The salvation that's gonna come in this lifetime right now, that's what I'm dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, like right now, you know, that's that's convenient. You know what I'm saying? For you to tell people that's suffering and struggling right now that, in 7 lifetimes you're gonna be God. You understand what I'm saying? For us, you don't be made into God. You be made into the devil. You understand what I mean? That's our science. If you evolving, see, we don't uh we don't see the the colored man, right? Darwinism is about evolution. See, what we really teach is devolution. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, once you got the original, see, once you got the original authentic, right? Then that's it. You can't have another original authentic. You see what I'm saying? Everything after the original authentic is downhill because see, it could be a lot of things made from the original authentic. You understand what I'm saying? So but see, like you said, the colored man, he teaches that he know that he's the last, right? But he's saying that nah, it's the last and the greatest. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but I'm just saying that those is yeah, that's how those ideas is manifested in our science. You understand what I mean? But uh he teach what he teach and we teach what we teach. Somebody 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 needs to put a lasso on the wordsmith or something. You need to go ahead and work on that dictionary, get it all out your system. What I almost didn't recall what the topic is. What's the oh yeah. Which that was today uh is really related to is all on the business in the room because I didn't catch it. Usually all on the business would have hit me and told me that we got OJ Simpson coming in on Facebook, y'all. Yeah, I can't see Facebook if you're on YouTube, but we got OJ Simpson in the building. Um uh the guy, they said that they caught the guy who shot the police in LA, and they shot another brother. They shot another brother. Where was it? Not it's in Texas, right? Yeah, they shot another brother. That uh, apparently he was breaking up a fight once again. This seems to be a recurring theme. Jamal Payton also coming in on Facebook. To both of y'all, hit the like button for me. Join the page over on Facebook. Also, we got the YouTube page, Darkim Be AllahChrist. I like when people join because then it makes me feel like I'm teaching a lot of people. Also, let me not neglect to mention that uh, the sale, I'm gonna be continuing the sale for another week because I didn't get a chance to put the new merchandise in the store. So the sale in the merch store is going to be continuing for another week. So Joe Sell said, why is Italy mentioned in the third degree when we already spoke about Europe in the first? What do you mean? Why? It's because they speaking specifically about a part of Europe. Uh, you speaking specifically about a part of Europe that, uh, you know, saying that Christopher Columbus is from Italy. You got to remember that that's not uh, where uh, the history of Christopher Columbus. He lived this thing out in Spain. You know what I'm saying? And also, you got to remember that even when we say Europe, right? That's really from like the 1800s. There was no Europe. Colored people was fighting and killing each other the entire time. So the wordsmith said last night him and Don Bishop had a discussion about the word Hindu and Hinduism. I told him I respect all religions. However, Hindu is just what Hindu, and what do Hindu? You okay? So OJ said, OJ said he had a question here, but wait, where we? Joseph said the distance from Mecca to Italy is 2,100 miles. What it said, it's, what it says, established Christopher put the wisdom before the knowledge, or 2,100 miles estimated. Christopher put the wisdom before the knowledge. Um, I mean, Christopher Columbus, he mostly just did his job. You know, he was like a kind of he was like a kind of Mark Zuckerberg for his time. You know what I'm saying? Where he facilitated the indoctrination of many people. So he was led into the pantheon of history. Uh, Plus you got to remember something too. Uh, putting the wisdom before the knowledge, that's only detrimental for us. For the devil, that's the basis of how they was made. They love putting the wisdom before the knowledge. That's what they do. That's that's survival for them. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh, Killing all the black babies, but then saving all the brown babies. That's putting the wisdom for the knowledge before the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom, knowledge. Who's to find an under like a track, a like a pal. So that's their foundation. That's not really a thing to say Christopher put the wisdom before the knowledge. It's when the original man put the wisdom before the knowledge. That's when you having issues. We got Don Bishop came in. Now hold on. Now here's the question that I've been waiting for. Uh, so OJ is asking when it says, I'm saying, why does you say your degrees? Are you saying that Italy? It should say that it's in Southwest Europe. Um, nah. Why would you say that? Southwest Europe is Spain. Spain and Portugal. Uh, I guess you could either Southwest France is that's Southwest Europe. Uh, Italy is known as Eastern Europe. Really the line. I don't know if there's a like a geographical line, but uh, Germany, France, Spain, Portugal, England, uh, Scandinavia. That's Western Europe. Holland, Eastern Europe is like the Italians, the Austrians, it's where are you putting the line? Calm Islami said Hindu is a mispronunciation of Sindhu. Is there a significance of that, or is it just because a lot of the words that we know, period, right, are anglicized versions of the word. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, uh, the British couldn't pronounce the word, so uh, they said it in whatever uh, British way, and that became what is known as, because English has been the lingua franca for uh, 250 years. Hmm? Right. So wait, you saying that you have Southwest Europe in your degrees? France is bordered by the ocean? Not no. France is bordered by the Mediterranean Sea and the English Channel. Is there uh yeah, I can't think of what part of France is on the ocean. And I'm saying France is bordered by the ocean to its west. I mean, there could be a part of France that touches the Atlantic Ocean, but I can't. Normandy and all those type of places that's on the coast, that's really the English Channel. Like who's the great French? Who's the great French Navy person? Like they had lots of people that Charlemagne, Charles Martel, Napoleon, that they was land warriors. Um, I mean, right now I'm trying to get the gist of what of what of what he's asking. Mr. 120 said, "What's the science behind Arabia being in the Far East? Sindhu is the river Indus. Oh, Sindhu is the river Indus. Mispronounce the Persians mispronounce Sindhu to describe the people living over there, and it became Hindu over time. So, are you saying that Hinduism never really existed? Nah. See, I'm gonna tell you where you mixing up at, where you could be mixing things up at too. And this is something that it just jogged back into my memory. Remember Europe, right? Or what became Europe, right? Is the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? And the Roman Empire was split into halves. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of what Western Europe is, you got to remember, these are the people that was constantly going to war with the Roman Empire. You know what I'm saying? There's also the factor that Eastern Europe is closer, piece of the God. Eastern Europe is closer to the original man. You know what I'm saying? So there's there's just a difference. There's a difference in that, in how they've always dealt with each other. You know what I'm saying? Um, but what are you saying? What is east of Italy that would make you say Italy is in the west? And you bringing up the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is not in that degree. 'Let me catch up. But oh yeah, um, Mr. 120 said, "Was the signs from Arabia being in the Far East?" Yes, that stuff is all relative. You know, the Far East, the Middle East, all of that stuff is relative. $2,200 from Arabia. So you saying the same thing about Italy? Was y'all researching this at the same time? The original name of African was Kibalan. You said Iceland is close to France? Nah, I think you gotta look at the map, brother. Iceland is there's the whole country of England in between Iceland and France. Y'all already know. No telling born mastermind. Uh, Mr. 120 said Hinduism is just a word used today to lump all Indian religions based on the Vedas together. So, in that sense, it never really existed. Two Hindus can believe in completely different things. Hmm. And so this Hindu title was imposed by who? Um, Wait a minute, you gonna make me pull up the map because I got to see what you saying. I'm not. Are you sure you're not? What's that? The name of that thing? The something projection. The something projection that makes the map look a certain way when it's another way. That makes America look bigger than Africa and all of that. I'm trying to get this to blow up. All right, all right. I see what you're saying here. Uh France is bordered by the Atlantic Ocean a little bit more than I remember from the map. Iceland is still a far way away. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, how did we get, am I lost here? Are we on the same degree? Like, how do we, where we, there's degrees that say Italy is in Southwest Europe. I I don't know when those start circulating. You know, Italy is Eastern Europe. Well, put like this. Uh is one of those things where you can look at it from the outside and try to analyze it how you want to analyze it. You know, the Europeans call them Eastern Europeans. That's what the Europeans. That's how they call themselves. You know, Eastern and Western European. So Al Kibalan. I mean, I never heard any. I never heard any Africans saying that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really researched it. And so that's I've heard that about the name Al Kibalan, but we will have to do some homework on that. Rome J said the split of the Roman Empire actually helped create two Christianity, Catholics and Orthodox. Yeah.
Julius Caesar coming along. Not only the rulers of the Roman Empire coming along.
Wait, now we in the God degree in the 1 to 14? What does the God degree in the 1 to 14 have to do with France and Iceland? Well, Europe is not that big, so every place in Europe is pretty close to the ocean. Asia Minor is the Middle East. Indeed, SW Turkey is that's the western side of the Middle East. No, no, no. I'm talking about why you brought up France and in Iceland. How do I identify self? Well, my name is Christ. That's what people call me out. You mean how do I identify self? Yeah, I guess we come back to that uh, as time goes on. Yeah, the Ottoman Empire, the Middle East is Asia Minor. Remember Palestine, all of that is that's all Asia Minor. But you and the God and the builder destroy degree in the 1 of 14 at the same time. But so who's the origin of this? Is what I'm saying. Who mispronounced Sindhu as Hindu, and when did it become social custom? You saying that the God degree and the Bill degree and the 1 of 14 have a close connection? And what's that close connection? But at any rate, what I was getting back into how they killed the other brother. What's that in Texas? A brother named Price. You know what I'm saying? So when we do the knowledge to a lot of these lessons, right? You know what I'm saying? When we do the knowledge to a lot of these lessons, right, where it says, why do we take Jerusalem from the devil, right? Uh, why did we run Yakub and his made devil from the root of civilization? See, all of these things is at the end of the day taking the devil off our planet. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so when you deal with why, right, the answer to that question is always they start making trouble amongst the righteous people. You understand what I'm saying? You know, um, but just saying that, is what's happening now? Because my understanding is the coverage is just better. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, if something happens to a brother, right, is more eyes out there, it's more cameras out there. You know what I'm saying? There's more microphones out there, so it's being caught now. You understand what I'm saying? You know, or is it actually an uptick? You know what I'm saying? Has anybody actually looked at the statistics to see, if this is a type of year where it's like, but the average is this, but this year we seen that. Because if it was less, they would say, you know what I'm saying? Meaning if no matter how many brothers got killed, right? If there was a drop from last, they would have said that. They would have said, yeah, well, a couple brothers got killed, but at the end of the day, cops killing black people is down 25% year over year. You understand what I'm saying? They would have said that. You understand what I'm saying? If that was the case, you know. But does anybody know what the actual numbers actually say? Bishop, you like Queen Mecca now? Your comments can't make it through. So LJ Simpson said, "What we call ourselves, how we identify, like you said, your righteous is your foundation, and how you address and identify. That's what we call ourselves, and what we are called. God degree. Why do they call us African? And breaking down who was called African and what was the connotation, and who did it come from. The ability to destroy is still toward identity. To have lack of unity or social order, you lack the ability to properly identify within society." Hold on, let me read this one more time. What we call ourselves, how we identify, like you said, your righteous is your foundation, and how you're addressed and identified. That's what we call ourselves and what we are called. I mean, see, y'all got to stop mixing up God and the devil. You know, or maybe it's me. I don't know. I'm what we call ourselves, and how does that relate to the God degree? I mean, definitely in the form of uh, having knowledge of self, knowing who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know your name is Kevin, you're not going to just be letting people call you Charles. You understand what I'm saying? So I can see what you're saying, uh, in that form of saying that, okay, if we know that we gods, you understand what I mean? Then, certain names or certain descriptions, we may not be so quick to pick up on ourselves, But yeah, maybe. Well, let me drop the link.
The name is the nature.
Let me drop the link, and perhaps uh, I don't know if you can come on, or maybe you'll come on and break it down. So Joe Self said he thinks it was more people in 2015 to 2017 than this year. I mean, certainly not that made the news, not that I recall. But uh like I said, that could just be the coverage. It could be that, I'm on YouTube now, so or I'm not I'm a junior YouTuber. So perhaps that's causing me to see more of it. All right, Malik Low came in. You know, hold on, let me see. I'm getting so SW said Luke Cage came in. SW said to reclaim our power, truth is why the devil got Jerusalem, which means peace taken. The 750 years can go to the 32nd degree, as our power is 7.5 versus 6, 7.5 versus 6. It's to draw. It's to draw up. We more powerful than him. Joseph said, I feel like when I had Facebook, I kept seeing brothers get killed. It was sickening. Uh, yeah, well, I haven't had Facebook in longer than that, so that could also be why I missed it. You know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, right? That that's the reason. Why do we take Jerusalem from the devil? You understand what I mean? Why do we take the devil off our planet? Why do we run Yakub and his main devil from the root of civilization? You know, all of these is the same thing because they come amongst us causing confusion, right? And putting us in a condition, right? Where what other way are we gonna improve our condition? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying that when you look around at what's happening, or what's been happening this year, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's more brothers or less brothers, we see the significance and we see the clarity, you know, uh, you know, we see how the system is going to protect its own. We seen the manipulation of the people, the pacification of the people, where it's like, okay, well, yeah, we're gonna fire this guy and we're gonna file the charges, but ultimately we're gonna sprinkle a little crack on everybody, and everybody's gonna walk free. What? We only got 22 likes. Everybody got to do the each one teach one and hit the like button for us, so we can pretend that we doing a lot of teaching over here. But let's move back over here to the room. What's the signs? What you've been up to since last week?
Sharpening up on the 120. I'm still doing the solar facts. So I'm just trying to get I'm striving just to get the 120 sharp. I mean, I'm spitting it fluid and not taking like no hesitation, no verbal clutter, just being able to go from supreme mathematics all the way to solar facts. What I'm saying? Without losing a whole bunch of time and all that kind of stuff. Like, just having it right exactly. So,
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you something. The other way is the hardest way that I've seen people do it. You know what I'm saying? Where uh, you know, you try to see the understanding, you know, too fast. You know what I'm saying? Where that's the easiest way is for you to just get the knowledge and wisdom. Because to me, I'm like, look, people be like, yo, which book should I read while I'm studying 120? Look, if you that high powered, then just learning 120 in a day. And then, and then read, you know what I'm saying? If you think you can do all of that and still get 120 on cap, just go ahead and learn 120 in a day. You know what I'm saying? And then read all the reading you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? But the easiest way that I see it done is, because see, this is when we deal with the science of, when we say we deal with supreme mathematics, right? We add and we multiply. Because when you got from 1 to 9 and 0, right? In order to make all the other numbers, you got to add. You understand what I'm saying? If you subtract, you're only going to get back to where you was or less. You understand what I'm saying? You know, uh, but in order for you to know how to, add and multiply, you got to learn the basics. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's so drilled into you, that addition table and that multiplication table. You know what I'm saying? If you notice with subtraction and division, right? They don't really show you subtraction and division. They just tell you, look, it's the opposite of adding and subtracting. You understand what I'm saying? When you go to the long division, you got to guess, okay, how much times this number, if I multiply with number, so you still doing multiplication, but you doing it in reverse. See? But when you go in reverse, right? then now you putting the wisdom before the knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Even if look, you could just start it at 150. But if by the time you count down 149, 148, 147, eventually you're gonna get to 2-1. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So that's why we deal with addition and multiplication. But if you don't know the basics, right, of those tables, you'll be lost. And then, yeah, and all the rest of, if you don't have that solid, none of the rest of it, just like if you don't know the alphabet, and you can't spell no words in Japanese because you don't know the Japanese alphabet. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. It's you knowing the basics, and then you got to know how to put them together. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to put them together through the sounds. You know what I'm saying? You learn how to put them together through the letters. Whatever the different things may be. But that's the addition and multiplication you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But in order to make it simple, just know the basics. You know what I'm saying? You know, and see, that's the kind of world we live in now, where, in the time that I was in school, right? I went from, you know, calculator can't be in the room with us. Peace. You know what I'm saying? To you gotta have a calculator for the class. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying though. See, one thing that atrophy the power of you to come up with the answer. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is that that's what happens. We got all this Google stuff and all that, and you constantly Google. Now you got half of your brain is really on the internet. Half of your brain power, things that people will have on cap. Now you got to Google it every time. You understand what I'm saying? And so now that you living in a world like that, right? You don't your own understanding, right? Don't manifest. You see what I'm saying? Because you getting so much input that you don't have no space really for the output, even dealing with time in the day. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I say, look, when you play these video games, right? Some people probably already heard this in the room before, but when you play these video games, right? The people imagination who made the game, you limited by that. You can't do nothing outside of their imagination. You see what I'm saying? But when you playing outside with just all the little kids, see, y'all make up whatever game with y'all own imagination. Where if you go over there on that block, they play it different. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same game, but they play it a little bit different because they put their minds together and their imagination over there. You see what I mean? And that's what they came up with and used their creative power. You see what I'm saying? But see, we live in a world where people don't know how to take the basics, right? And use their creative power and come to the understanding. So you end up in a religious mind state. You see what I mean? Where you got to report every Sunday or Friday or Saturday or whatever your day is. You understand what I'm saying? To get the hadith or the sermon or whatever it is. You see, and then that's what you move on for a week or whatever is the given period of time. Yeah. Yeah, you see what I mean? And people don't know how to go to the basics and apply that to everything you're dealing with. Like, okay, when I go over there, I need to learn the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. When I go over there, I need to learn the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. You see what I mean? Then I can know how to move. See, right now you just see it on a movie or you hear it on a song, and you understand what I'm saying? You off to the races. Mm.
And the same thing apply when you listening to a God. Do you create your own, or you going according to what he's saying? Number one, my name is Allah reality, the real God. How you apply yourself to that? That leading you. Some brothers speak that leads you. But number one, you say he know. But guess what? Did you teach that to yourself? Or you went according to what you was listening to? All truth is subject to proof. I listen. Everything that God said is right. I know how to explain why he's right. Not just listening to him. How do I apply that to my truth? How do you apply that to yourself? Just because a God had knowledge before you, don't mean he understand everything he's teaching. I investigate. Oh, that man told me that. Let me write that down. Now I'm going to investigate. Say you see something different. Because you know what? Anybody could lie to you. But you can't lie to yourself. Even if you know the truth and saying something other, you know you're lying. Because you know what you know. You know how you go? I learned things on my own. But I listen to everybody. White, black, Muslim, Christian. How they write. What makes them different from me? I practice that. So now when I speak, I know what I'm saying. I know what questions to ask. Because that don't mean you get every answer, but now I know what to ask. Don't limit yourself to another man's conversation. Study that man. Study everything that came out of his mouth. How is that the truth? It's not the truth just because he said it. It's the truth because he know what he was saying. That's God. The black man is God. Everybody said, oh, he taught me. I taught me. But I taught me from the foundation, from them. I said, now, I could prove he's right. Because I took it under investigation. We don't accept nothing on face value. Just like what I'm saying right now, don't accept that on face value. But face the value in what a man is talking about. That's what creates arguments. When a man said, well, he told me. When you come out your mouth, you don't tell me what he told you. Why you say it? Because you investigated. You prove he right. We unite, not separate. You don't let a man just say something to you. I'm going to say this. All you gods that's coming, stop listening to a man because he said, I walk with the Father. You are the Father. Do you walk with yourself? Who is self? God. If you grew that way. Everybody don't go above 6. Some brothers are stuck on 6. Because they don't know how to break the gravitational pull of Earth. I'm going to drop this. What is the planet Earth? My lesson teach me is the home of Islam. They ain't never told me it was a woman. What's the universe? Sun, moon, and star. Don't say sun, earth, and star. Sun, moon, and star. Now, God, I don't agree. Show me why. But I just dropped for something to think about. Don't just say things because everybody else saying it. Find out why they say the earth. When my universe is sun, moon, and stuff. Man, woman, and child. So the moon don't represent the woman. Why are you saying earth? I'm not saying they wrong, but why? Find out why they right. God wants people to talk like them. No, I want you to talk like you. You don't reflect me. Energy come from you. That's your truth. I don't let a man stomp on my truth. I don't have to repeat what you say, but I have to show and prove what I say. That's why I throw things out there, not to hurt, but to build. Why did you say that?
then ask yourself, why did I say that? Because I heard it, or I could prove it. Everything that sounds good ain't good. A woman come out, built like a brick, shit out. She could be the worst woman you should have never even met. But you look at that ass, that breast, I want her. How about that woman? That real, that love a man for being a man. We show them more love than they show us. But we looking at her ass. Do that ass make her a queen? Do that breast make her a queen? Then why all the attraction power is on them two things? Do you ever check her mind out? God said, woman don't got a mind. Why? Now listen. Why? She can't think. Her mind ain't mine. The mind is one. Don't never think there's 1,000 minds out there. There's 1,000 brains out there. Where do thought come from? The mind. That's the knowledge coming from that source. You take it, receive it, digest it, bring understanding to it. Now, you know how to explain that. Who is the original man? The Asiatic black man. Do it say a particular black man? Every black man is God. But God told me, but he ain't living it. That don't stop the black man from being God. What is his own self? When God gave us a knowledge of ourselves, how to be ourselves, that's what we have to learn. God said, when you said Saturday, I was God all my life. Didn't know how to be a God till my father came. Now I learned. Now I know I was lied to. Correct error. That don't mean you never was. When a man go home, he died. Without knowledge, he gave himself a disgrace to himself. Because he left this planet without knowing who he was. They think you put a bullet in a black man, you kill God. You can't. God don't die. Why keep teaching brothers you die? If it's one man here that got knowledge itself, Allah don't die. Because it's us. Not one, but us is one. How is that mathematically possible? Look at the lesson. Do you hope to live to see the day that God take the devil into hell? The gods being one. When you learn who you is, you took the devil off your planet. What's a planet? The Mars, Venus, Earth. Not a planet. Is he still on your planet? My lesson teaches me that the earth is the home of Islam. What do that mean? Now God get up there and teach it, and the earth bad to see. Hold that. There's nothing in existence that ain't in the black man. God said, ain't no devilish man in me. Then how did it come from? How could you make a devil if it wasn't in you? He had to draft it out you. And he only drafted it out for you for you to see. This is what you would deny yourself of being. The Son of Man has searched for a mystery God for trillions of years. White man wasn't even here then. So what were they living at? What knowledge did they have? Trillions of years, they have searched for a mystery God. But they were looking for God outside of themselves. This ain't no first. But it added up to making a devil. Remember this? It was predicted of him 8,400 years before he was even born. So he was born with the determined idea to make a people unlike his own and give them the power to rule. They They couldn't rule if you had knowledge. So they had to strip you of all your knowledge. They could not stop the black man if he had 1 ounce of knowledge.
Reality. I love you, Lord. Please, I be thank God. Continue the class.
I asked for permission. Listen to me. I asked for permission. He gave me permission.
Okay.
So leave it alone.
Thank you. Listen,
I know to teach.
God.
I know.
I came in.
I didn't come in here and just drop something. God, is it all right for me to speak? One thing we have to learn: respect each other. I would never come in here and disrespect him.
This is computer class.
Because then I'm disrespecting me.
120.
How could I tell you to respect our teachers when I'm disrespecting the teacher? That's why when a God don't know, shut up. I love that brother, man. And I tell him that. And we need to tell each other that every day.
And give them some on the power degree.
God, peace. Pretty peace. I'm telling you how to teach. That's why confusion. I'm going to show you something. Watch it, God. Do his actions coincide with the same thing that come out of his mouth? I'm intelligent. What's intelligent? Intelligent is how much you know, how you utilize what you know. How do you make what you know work for you? What accomplishment is you getting from what you know? That motherfucker know more than you, but not intelligent like you. We gotta learn what's what and what's not. You are not God just because you can talk. You are not a teacher because words come out your mouth. A teacher is one who explains this knowledge. Make it crystal clear. Open eyes. Give speech to those who can't. Give hearing to those who do not know how to hear. That's God. He gives power to everything that you couldn't give power to.
Can I ask a question? Do your brother know any of the lessons?
I'm out.
So your brother know any of the lessons?
I'm out. And no disrespect, but I'm out.
This is the 120 class. I understand you teach.
What's 120?
Dropping a bomb.
What's 120?
That's
See what we doing?
That's good.
No loudness
What's
came
the 120?
into a bubble. Into a bubble.
That's
Don't
the
even know
foundation of the teaching of
if
the
I wasn't going there or not.
God's and
He took it for granted. I left something out. I never leave nothing out. I talk from the bottom to the top. I don't need help in teaching if I know how to teach. If I don't know how to teach, yo, God, how do I explain that?
let the God
That's
have
the way we go.
and I love you. Give the God, this is your class, right, money?
Indeed.
The God we add on. Let the God
You know why I'm talking? So now,
because you show, all right.
your class is my class.
We're going. That's true.
Nobody owns this.
We're going.
We are all equal. That's why I say, may I speak. I ain't coming here just speaking.
You gave him the mic? You gave him the mic, God?
I'll see.
You might not never get that
Y'all
shit
come
back.
around. Individually, I'll talk to all of you. But right now, I don't say that.
You gave him the mic, God.
I take my mathematics seriously. I don't need no one correcting me.
Did you give him the mic, God?
Only time you see,
You might never get it back.
does it matter?
This God, the well
He might not have to give it back. He might not have to give it back. If I'm doing what he's going to do, you go, God. Let's show them we are all one and the same. That's why we don't move. Because everybody butt in, but don't explain. Don't explain. I would never disrespect that brother. Never. I might be teaching. He might tell me something. You're glad, God. And know why I tell him to go? Because I know he know what he be talking about. Another God come in. No, you can't talk here, God. Show me that you don't know what you're talking about. He ain't just say yes. to say it. He know me. I don't learn from him, but he learned from me too. I learned from y'all just because how y'all listening. Ain't no matter, well, what's this guy? What's that guy? Y'all stop and listen. That's the beginning of knowledge. Listening. It's the beginning of learning. How you gonna learn something that you don't listen to? If a man says something wrong, listen. And find the truth. A lot of brothers be teaching truth. They don't even know they're teaching truth. They don't know their goddamn self. Don't let any man tell you anything. That's why I was saying, check it out. Write notes. Oh, he said this to me. Go investigate. Come back. Teacher, respectfully, I learned this. Could you explain this to me? Don't go in doubt. Bring the doubt back to the teacher and see if he correct that doubt in you. We move because we teachers. I want you to know everything I know. I don't want to know more than you. I want us to be the same. But we are one and the same if you apply yourself to that. Sometimes a person will come in. A teacher said, I brought this man in to explain certain things. You know why? Ain't he saying the same thing I've been saying? Have I contradicted anything he said? See where I'm coming from? Stop being ignorant and be intelligent. Intelligent don't mean being disrespectful. Why you did that? None of your damn business. Ain't to hear me out. But you saying don't interrupt. Why? And you all wise and righteous and does everything right in his head. Would never interrupt him. That's why I say, may I speak? Go ahead, dog. Don't give me no time. I might talk for hours. He right. I guarantee you an hour of real truth. An hour of positive education. I'll come in here and say everything he didn't say. Going against him. How am I his brother? Sometimes, even with me. Oh God, Spain thing better than me. You're welcome, because I know he know. But if you're not, if I say no, don't come in here. I pull my chair to do the no. I got things to add. God, may I add it. That's proper education. That's proper education that correct all errors. Being mannerless, not yelling, not screaming, not coming against each other, but being with each other, being one in the same life. How if misunderstanding is the same life? Where confusion come in the realm of God, it's the absence of confusion. When you think I don't know how to behave, then you don't know me. I don't care what you're thinking, you don't know me. I know my brother. That's why I was polite. Everybody got something to say, but everybody ain't teaching. Talking out, teaching nothing. Yelling at each other. Nobody heard nothing. But you're yelling. Allah spoke. No one dared interrupt him. That's why he got his protocol. That's God. I love him. I respect him. No man come here and tell me I disrespected him. You don't even know what happened. You wasn't there when it happened. Take a seat, like I did, and listen. That's how you learn, man. Don't accept nothing I say on face value. Write that down. See me? Yo, what you mean about this? I learned this. We compare. and rebuild. God said, I said, oh, right, you're right, God. Even you. And I thought I knew everything. And you just taught me something. That's equality. As much as given, as much as required. You gave back. You know what that means to me? You didn't accept everything I said on face value. You faced the value of what I was saying. Said you ain't see no value in it. You have the right to tax me. Why would you tell me that? And I see this. Gods are here to be corrected, but they want to correct everybody else. I'm a man of truth. If I can't take the truth, I can't give it. No way a man think it's a beef, or they always beef. They always confused. I'm a God, and I don't teach nothing but God. I don't even care if you don't like me. I'm going to teach it anyway. I don't let nobody run me from nothing. I don't care how long you had to know. How long you really taught it properly. Proper education, correct, ever. Not knucklehead education. Not confusion education. Proper education corrects all that. You say that, why not live that? You learn a man by the way he lived. But come out of his mouth, then you watch him. Do he walk what he said? Or he just talk the talk? Convincing you. Don't never let a man convince you. Convince yourself. I accept that man because I could prove he right. I didn't come here to be disrupted. I came to add on. Why couldn't God just add on? Guess what? I'm helping him out. All gods know. Not just him. All of us know. But when you let a knucklehead, guess what he's going to show? Everything he said was wrong. I thought you told me God do this. I thought you told me why is he doing that? Now look, how much sense do I make? See? I ain't come here to be confused. I came to show
Tomorrow?
him right. I came to show his word is born. Not talk against him. Talk with him. I'm adding on to a class. Not taking away from a class. We all bad. I show
You called me.
and I'm leaving.
No, I'm talking to him.
Give you my little words. And thank you all for listening. Peace, God. Peace, God. Apologize if I did anything wrong to you.
So how did y'all like my ventriloquism? My how did y'all like my ventriloquism performance just now? You know, I've been practicing my skills. But we got this size. Love came in the building. But yeah, that's one of our great thinkers right there. Allah, you reality. Knowledge Allah came in. You know, y'all got a little demonstration of the kind of building I grew up around. You know what I'm saying? that was a whole episode right there, y'all got. You know what I'm saying? But that's a little taste of the bass right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guys for adding on right there. So yeah, we actually, but what's how we drawing this up, man? What's happening? In terms of the world around us. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to that. You know what I'm saying? In terms of uh we got a lot of reasons, or it seems like it's becoming uh outstandingly peace. It's coming. Call me in the morning. It's coming outstandingly clear why the devil has to be taken off our planet. And of course, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, nah, here, you know, uh, everything. Of course, you know what I'm saying. It's got to be in the mind first. You know what I'm saying. But how, what is going on with this stuff, man? Is this is 2020 going out with all smoke and mirrors here? SW said people got to stop the kumbaya shit and accept the devil for who he truly is. Yeah, I think, what an act of establishment is, I think, is obscured. Just like we say, people have still a religious concept of God. You know what I'm saying? Even some people who have the knowledge, they still have a religious concept of God. You know, people still have that religious concept of the devil too. And I think, this is one of the things that I'm saying when I say, Trump, you know, don't get caught up that he's the red man. That he just had his ears clipped or something. He's just one individual, right? Who's living out their history. He's one individual, you know what I'm saying, that's going according to the law that Musa taught him that he learned from Yaqub. You understand what I'm saying? But expecting him to be, this super villain, you know, he's gonna, drink the blood of 7 million babies. You know what I'm saying? You still got the same kind of religious, far out. The devil is a unrighteous and unseen being that exists everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? But you still religious about, how negativity is going to happen and where it's coming from. Just like you religious about where salvation is about and where it's coming from. You know, like we was talking earlier, salvation is going to come in 7 lifetimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, And at the did they end up closing the border? Yeah, see this remember I told y'all that a couple of days ago? Remember a couple of days ago I said that being that Trump got it, right? Are they going to be quicker to react to every single person that gets sick now than they did when people were saying it's fake? You see what I mean? Like that made it, but then at the same time, is that just another level of the game? Oh, the president and his whole inner circle got it, but he's in and out of the hospital in one day. Peace. They might have. They just was here about 5 minutes ago. But I wanted to. I was hoping that All on the Business came on because Does anybody recall the story? I guess it was about a week and a half ago. About a week and a half ago, a brother ran up on the police car and shot the two police inside. Yeah, the dude, apparently he got caught, or some suspect was named, because, as we can see right now, uh, we can't really trust, which I mean, I've been seeing for decades, but, most people can see right now that you can't trust what law enforcement says on face value. Right, 793rd. They got certain districts in New York City. They got certain districts in New York City that have uh already been designated that to go into lockdown. And certain other neighborhoods is already like on the watch list. Joe Self said it's all games. They might be using COVID-19 to shield their dirty religion of fallen money and bank worship. I mean, there's a certain amount of how would you say, like I guess sympathy. You know what I'm saying? In terms of you're right about that. Like any Trump supporter is gonna say that, look, yeah, the economy tanked now, but that's because of things, this, you had a once in a two lifetime event that happened with the COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, the actions of local police officers is not, necessarily his actions, but that's also, the protests and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And they did kind of, I would have to say, it's been reduced to protests. That's another point that I've been seeing, that, I was calling it rebellions throughout the summer, but now it's amounted to protests, where, I mean, you go over there and you say you don't like that, and then they move on with, the daily operation. That's a protest. You know what I'm saying? You lodge your uh dislike, that you're not uh you wasn't for that movement, whatever it is, but there's no real no idea is really brought to fruition. Absolutely, yeah. The word for 2020 is unprecedented. There is no precedence for a lot of things that occurred. You know, uh, I mean, see, this, I don't think it necessarily has to be a fallacy that Trump has uh uh coronavirus, as much as it's just the way it's exploited. You know what I'm saying? It's a little more high drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was a regular, like me and you, and you had to be at the hospital like overnight for observation, and then you came home, it wouldn't be that big of a thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I think the news, in kind of the form it is now, in terms of, Fox and CNN and MSNBC, and these type of channels, that they've caught their niche, right, as a kind of reality TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole other type of reality TV. In the same way they know how to put certain arguments or certain fights or certain statements in the promotional material. You know what I'm saying? To attract people to the show. That's the same way that they could do on the news now. You know what I'm saying? They put the headline, oh, Trump said this to Biden, Biden said this to Trump. At the debate, Trump says this, Biden says that. You know what I'm saying? But it's a kind of reality TV, you know what I'm saying, with uh, extra sauce because the ramifications is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ramifications, you looking at you look at um love and hip hop, or you look at uh hip hop, what do they call it? Not the other one, love basketball. Yeah, basketball wives or whatever. You look at that stuff, and the stakes is kind of low. I wouldn't, maybe not so low, but uh it's not urgent. Over time, yeah, it's going to erode your mindset, to be looking at that and internalizing it. But it's not an urgent matter. But with Trump and Biden, this is an urgent matter. It's like an extra, you understand what I mean? It's reality TV. You're right. It's the ultimate reality TV where, it's not just like, well, these people dancing and they get an award, but they don't really, I'm not going to get one. You understand what I mean? Or these people get married at the end of this show, but I'm not going to be married. You understand what I'm saying? But with this right here, yeah, you necessarily going to be involved with whatever this is. You know what I mean? That's a whole other element of the reality TV too, that they always had on those shows, right? Where the people vote, you know what I'm saying? Like you vote for who you think danced the best or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You get a chance to give your input and be a part of the show. So with this, it's the same kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Where you get to vote, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of the show and everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's, yeah. So right now, it's like any little bit of drama, they can exploit it. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, I'm not going to say it wasn't dramatic things and they didn't speak with any type of, you know, uh, any type of emotion, you know, but you don't see that type of thing like on Walter Cronkite. Walter Cronkite, like back in the days, the news used to be like this. It used to just be going through straight line. Yeah, no, not too high, not too low. This is how we be doing. We don't make any crazy statements, no hyperbole. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it was. It was straight. Yeah. It wasn't all this. Now you tune in and people is exasperated, and you got people arguing. Like you don't want the Cronkite. Like nah, Scrams, you can't be in the studio with me. You be out there. I could talk to you on the monitor or something, but you can't. Only I'll be in here. But see, now that's a whole thing that they got different shows where that's part of the show where, you got it'll be the male female tension, but then it'll also be the Republican Democrat tension or whatever. You see what I'm saying? So this stuff is like a kind of reality TV that they could take advantage of. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you another impact that I was speaking on the last time we were speaking on it is that the other thing is for the people like me who I've tuned reality TV out. You understand what I'm saying? So by the same token, I've tuned out a certain amount of the election stuff. You see what I'm saying? But see, that's a win for them too. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's why the particular movement that I've been hearing a lot of people speaking about, which is kind of like consciously not voting. You know what I'm saying? Like, registering to vote so that, they know that it's not that you just withdrawing from the system 100%. You know, now you not voting becomes it's not that you didn't vote. It was it was a no vote. You know what I'm saying? A non, yeah, you withheld your vote because of the lack of, yeah, viable, yeah, options to say that, nah, I don't like either one of these candidates. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but like I said, that's a good move. See, I'm at the other end of the spectrum where it's like, yo, dude, like we didn't even get a break this time. We didn't even get a break this time. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, usually, the president gets elected and you got like 2.5 years before the campaigning starts. You understand what I'm saying? You know, but with this situation, everybody campaigned straight through since 2016. You see what I'm saying? So for a person like me, I'm like, ah, man, listen, and I already know what everybody's gonna say, so I don't really, but that's kind of what they want you to do too, because see, you're still not paying attention. You see what I mean? And while you're not paying attention, they can get away with whatever they want to get away with. So we got Naeed. Naeed came in. Is Naeed is on Facebook, so y'all can't see Naeed's comments. Uh, Naeed, have you told your people that you've been hanging out in the live chats with the 5%? Have they warned you against us yet? Dominic Pagan. 793rd said the wildest we had was Eyewitness News with Roger Grimsby, Bill Butel, and their dry deadpan, straight faced, tongue in cheek humor with Warner Wolf holy coward it up towards the nah, 793rd, what was my man name? Hello! What was my man name? What was my man name on Channel 9? Hello! Ah! But and it's funny. I don't know. I wonder if OJ Simpson is still on here because 793rd does make a good point right here that OJ Simpson, uh, OJ Simpson, the coverage of him that was you know don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that was the first scandal or nothing like that, but it was like the first convergence. Just like right now we living in the internet world. You know what I mean? So we've already seen how things could go viral on a different level than it could before because of the media that it's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And OJ Simpson was when cable was just coming into its own. Cable TV with all these different channels. You got some people who started their career covering OJ. You understand what I'm saying? In the way how it was covered and the way it was, so now that it's cable, it's not like before. Like something happened and you gotta wait at the least till 7 o'clock tomorrow when the news come back on to hear what the deal is. You understand what I'm saying? You know, um, so and just kind of the way all of the details came out and everything with the OJ case was something a little bit different than has ever happened before. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, uh that was one of the first reality TV shows right there. Was the OJ trial. So all that reality TV started with non-broadcast plaza. Well, that's the daytime, the daytime trash TV. You know what I'm saying? The urban daytime market was they started to be exploited by non-broadcast plaza. Farrakhan and Khaled coming on Donahue. Yeah, I mean, but Donahue, uh, his format was related to what non-broadcast plaza became. It was like a step in between, though. You gotta remember. Well, to me, Donahue is really, he was like a revolution from like the Dick Cavett era. You know what I'm saying? Even Johnny Carson, where people used to come on the show, you know what I'm saying, and do their little interview or whatever. They do their little talk and tell their jokes or whatever, tell a couple stories. You know what I'm saying? You know, Donahue, he just kind of had I guess a little bit more intimate audience. You said Miss Harvey from TMZ. Oh, Miss Harvey was from TMZ, was one of the people that made their career on OJ Simpson trial. I don't watch TMZ, so I don't know who Miss Harvey is. Huh? Yeah. So Allah will manifest said, when we took everything from them except their language, is the perversion of language lingua franca or legalese, or just straight ignorance? This is the Allah will manifest, man. One thing about Allah will manifest, he asked 15 questions in one. Well, look, legalese is uh the specific jargon of law. It's the specific jargon that you know legal experts speak to each other in, that sounds like English, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Lingua franca means actually the French language, which at the time France was the what do they call it, the world power. What do they call it again? France was the world superpower, and so just like today, when you see uh different leaders, they may come to the UN and give a speech, and they give their speech in English. You see what I mean? Because English, they likely to have been educated in England or America. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the top place. This is where business is conducted. This is how money is made. You understand what I'm saying? So people want to speak in that language. Uh, I don't know if that answers your question, but Oh, this is you talking about around the seven on the shirt. That's the supreme mathematics. Goes from knowledge to born right there. Yeah, see you see 793rd got them all mixed up together, but I recall all these people wanting Downey Jr., Ricky Lake, Richard Bay, Sally Jesse Raphael, Jenny Jones, you know, I remember the Reagan son, yeah, Maury and Jerry. I mean, they was the ones that laid the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? That was like the tests. Those was the test cases. You know what I'm saying? You know, but one thing about them is that, and that's kind of what happened to regular TV, is that cable can go so much further. I'm not. Where are we going with this? Took everything from them except their language. You said, why didn't we take whose life? Allah will manifest. If you're talking about the devil, you gotta realize uh that was not really our nature. You understand what I'm saying? Just in general, even when people went to war, right? Before Europeans showed up, they really was trying to capture each other. They wasn't really trying to kill each other. You understand what I mean? They trying to capture each other. They trying to capture women. They trying to capture slaves, etc., etc. See, the Caucasian was one that showed up. Like, listen, B, we got a whole lot of steel over here, and we came to kill. Like, we didn't came to ask no questions. We not capturing nobody. You understand what I'm saying? We gonna kill y'all. You know what I'm saying? Until the rest of y'all submit. That's it. That's the only option. No surrender, no retreat, no surrender. You know what I'm saying? What was General Grant name? Unconditional surrender. You understand what I'm saying? That's where that came in. You know, you got to remember, even a lot of the ways that we interact over here right now, that's not really our nature. That's from, hundreds of years of being in a particular kind of culture. You understand what I mean? Where all this type of hostility has built up. Just like, look, you know, let's say you was in the caves, you know what I'm saying? You in there, hairy, eating raw meat, stinking and shit, right? And then you find out, yo, some motherfuckers over there that ran us over here. You probably be tight. You know what I'm saying? You probably be tight. That's gonna build up X amount of hostility right there. You see what I'm saying? So, but just in terms of, just massacring a whole group of people, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it could have existed, but we don't hear of those type of stories. He might be not gonna, we don't hear of those type of stories. You know what I'm saying? What we hear about is, uh, times in our history where people would have wars and they'd go out there and dance. You understand what I'm saying? Because they wasn't really, uh, that's not in our nature. You know what I'm saying? To what was preordained for death and destruction? See, preordained is a funny word. See, because just because something is predicted, that don't mean it's gonna happen. So you make thousands of predictions. You know, how many of them you gonna live out? It's the living out part that even shows and proves that anything was preordained. In order for you to prove that it was preordained, it's gotta happen. Um, it's not that you can't take his language from him, but uh those is things that have to do, right? You got to do that over the course of time. And in order for you to do that, right, you got to go live with them. You know, like in order for you to be a correction officer, you can say, yeah, you're doing, but see, you got to be in jail for part of your time too. You know what I'm saying? You can get stabbed just like everybody else in there. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so it's doing something to you to take it to that level. You understand what I mean? In order to strip people of their language, you need generations. You need to be able to take the babies, right? And then have them never speak that language. You understand what I'm saying? See, now the colored man, he did this. That's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Re-education, schools for everyone. You know what I'm saying? From the Aborigines in Australia, to the black man in America. Everybody got to be sent to this new form of education where you can't speak your language anymore. Jam said, I see there's a lot of farmland and milk maidens between the law of the land and the laws that rule. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, you're right. The channels, for a lot of reasons, the reality TV, for one, the reality TV seems to move people a little bit faster. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cosby Show, from what I recall, a lot of the impact from the Cosby Show. The Cosby Show was on, the I guess the meat of it was in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And but the impact of the Cosby Show really came more in the late '80s and the early '90s, as more people was growing up and going to college and aspiring. He was a different kind of image. You know what I'm saying? Than the kind of gangster images of the black exploitation era. You know what I'm saying? But with reality TV, they can move things, in a matter of months. They can move public opinion, uh, change values and principles, you know, uh with a couple of shows. The devil went savage. So you gotta remember the whole story. You know, uh, they came amongst the original people. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, that's always what their duty was to do. You know what I'm saying? To come and try to do as the original man. It was applied in particular in the ninth degree and the 1 in 14. You know, but in order for them to accomplish their goal, they always had to come and blend in with the original man. It always was going to have to be a trading post. You understand what I'm saying? Because first of all, look at you. You're not going to just blend in all that easily. It always was going to have to be a trading post. You understand what I'm saying? You know, from that time, he went savage and lived in the caves of West Asia. You know what I'm saying? Meaning he lost all of the he lost the actual knowledge of himself as man. You understand what I'm saying? And started living a beast life. You know what I'm saying? That you forgot that you a man. You know what I'm saying? And now you out in the field living like the beast and shit. Yeah, on all fours and eating raw meat and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You lost the knowledge of himself as even being a man and what was his goal and purpose and all of that. He lost that knowledge until Musa came and gave it back to them. What he said there? Right, 793rd. You just caught my eye with that. Yeah, they actually, you're right. That word influencers, you know, that's people that can move the values and everything. They can move them like that. You know what I'm saying? And even when you look at who some of the influences are now, you know what I'm saying? Some of the people that set the trends for the original people now. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, the Kardashians. They could set trends for the original woman now. Which I've never known that to be the case. You know what I'm saying? But Jamie Jam said, I read something in the Bible recently about Jacob having to remove the cap from the well in order to feed the sheep and livestock, that cap has to be heavier, have to be the maker and not the meteorologist. Yeah, I'm almost at 1K West Coast wise. I'm I've been coming up pretty quickly. Like I would say the last 60 or 70, I move in a decent pace. But yeah, when we get to 1K, then we could do the links. You know what I'm saying? I could uh broadcast straight from the app and all that type of fancy stuff that I can't do right now. But we should get a good run. We should get a good run going and be there in no time. Can we civilize the devil? Yeah, the devil is civilized. Joseph says, see, the truth is power, and having freedom, justice, and equality is having supreme power. Yeah, I heard that too. Was that once you build up, then it gets kind of steamrolling. You see, one thing about civilization, right? You gotta remember that civilization goes from knowledge to born too. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that there's stages of it. You know, the rudimentary aspects of civilization, right? Most of us learn from our parents in the 85% world. How to brush your teeth, you know, take a bath, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, uh how to, just deal with equality within polite society. You know what I'm saying? Saying please, thank you. You understand what I'm saying? All of these things is civilization too. Civilization, culture, that's another aspect of it. How we treat each other is our culture. You understand what I mean? Like the Hindus with their caste system, that's their culture. You understand what I'm saying? The gangbangers and they shootouts, that's their culture. You understand what I'm saying? So how we treat each other, you know what I'm saying? The way we look at each other, like, yo, I rank you like this, I rank you like that, and so therefore this is how I, act towards you, this is how you better act towards me. You see what I'm saying? That's a part of culture. You understand what I'm saying? That's a part of civilization, you know. Um uh so you gotta realize that a lot of people got the rudimentary aspects of civilization. You know what I'm saying? You know, the and that's the same in any society. Like I'm saying that in particular in reference to our society, you know what I'm saying? Uh, we go from, the level of civilization that you might consider, or many, would consider etiquette, you know, all the way up to, having supreme knowledge of self and our surroundings, in acting and reacting in a knowledgeable way about that. You know what I'm saying? We deal with that level of civilization, but at the same time, if you come around us thinking, we don't want to hear that. We're not going to hear nothing what you're saying because you're not civilized, and we're not going to want to be around you while you talking. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah, you say what you want to say. I'm not going to hear it. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's a part of civilization. You see, the same way you deal with this society, you got some people that just they walk through the world, and then you got the people who is the pillars of the society that we might not think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, for instance, when the COVID-19 first got like the shutdown really came, and remember the supermarket was empty. Now see, look, at that time, that's when we realized how much a pillar of the society that truck drivers are. That we got to get these trucks moving so we can get our stuff. You see what I'm saying? We recognize, okay, boom, certain industries, this right here, like what y'all doing there, making ice cream? Yeah, shut that down. You know what I'm saying? But if you making alcohol, you know what I'm saying? You making the actual things that uh, society is balanced on. We came to see how important that is, where a lot of them things we take for granted. You know what I'm saying? You take for granted that it's gonna be Lysol. You know what I'm saying? You take for granted that it's gonna be rubbing alcohol, like things that all of a sudden, toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? How many times you ever think like, yo, let me get 1,000 rolls of toilet paper? You know, Armageddon is about to happen. You see what I'm saying? But so what I'm saying is, you got from the people who just live in the society, all the way up to the people who make the bridges, the people who design the roads. You know what I'm saying? That's the upper echelons of the civilization in society. You understand what I mean? Because that's also dealing with their culture. If you designing a bridge, right, for people who only walk, that bridge is going to look different than a bridge that's designed, the George Washington, that's designed to move trucks all over the country. You see what I'm saying? So, you got to, in that way, you got to understand that the devil is civilized. So OJ Simpson says, I see wisdom knowledge as being wise with the way you present what you know, shown and proven from the wisdom knowledge degree in the supreme alphabets, universe, or UNI verse, and the understanding becoming understood within the cipher. I noticed this a couple of subjects ago. I just came back. I mean, see, the wisdom knowledge degree, that's you in the alphabet, and I'm not taking that away from you. But the wisdom knowledge degree in the 1 and 40, in the 1 and 36 and the 1 and 40, you know what I'm saying, is not about understanding being born. See, when you put the wisdom before the knowledge, right? That's out of sequence. So you got to remember, everything you saying, right? It can't just make sense when you translate it. It's got to make sense in the actual language of supreme mathematics. And in the actual language of supreme mathematics, if you have 2 before 1, then you're not going according to supreme mathematics. Because supreme mathematics, 1 comes before two. Joseph said, we in the justice month, so how do we power our justice? Is it based on something other than supreme mathematics? If so, then your power is not supreme. L7 said, you don't civilize God, you civilize the devil. The wordsmith said they are civilized because of the tutelage from Musa. And listen, other, over the time, other things, uh, the tutelage of Muhammad, the tutelage of the all of the Muslims who was on the side of the Muslim side of the Crusades. Uh, they was also under the tutelage of the Moors. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, through these ways, the devil has become civilized. In the civilization that we live in right now. You know what I'm saying? Where uh, you know, he could provide a home for himself. You know what I'm saying? And live a respectful life. Indeed, West Coast wise, the Moors who entered Europe. So all of those different things. This is the elements of uh, the civilization that we see right now amongst the colored people. What's the question, wise son? Muhammad made the devil study from 35 to 50 years to learn and do as the original man. Like if they learning and doing as the original man, I mean, of course, the original man could be doing other than his own self as well. But if they learning to do as the original man, then they learn to be civilized. You understand what I'm saying? That's what all of those different tutelages, uh, uh, all those different tutors, that's what they lessons was. See, Moses knew how to take a bath. See what I'm saying? Moses had fire. Moses, you know, Moses showed them the way. The same thing as the Moors. The Moors had bathtubs. The Moors. The way they ate. The mannerisms. Even when you sitting at the table amongst other people. Are you eating like a pack of lions? You know what I'm saying? Or these is the elements of civilization that they was taught. You understand what I'm saying? Just like I said, these same things, these elements of civilization, right? Sometimes we reduce them to just etiquette, right? And indeed, the etiquette, is not on the level of uh, you know, knowing who you are as a supreme problem solver. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said, it still has to go hand in hand. You still got to be God in the earth and in the heavens above. So in the heavens above, you can be as civilized as you want. But if you're not civilized right here on the planet Earth, we'll never find out. See, that don't get me wrong. It's different ways where you come amongst people. Sometimes you got to come like a thief in the night in a way that people um would never think that you was coming. You know what I'm saying? But when you just hear, when you listen to a lot of the older brothers, right, that joined the NOI, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know, they always speak about how the brothers were shining. You understand what I'm saying? How you can see their civilization physically because of the way they was carrying themselves and the way they was dressed. You understand what I'm saying? So, especially at a time when a lot of brothers didn't have the means to show that kind of civilization, you know, this was very attractive to the brothers at that time. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just giving an example, right, of how that civilization just showing on that rudimentary level. You putting on the suit, that's not the same as you putting the knowledge and wisdom in your head. You see what I mean? But it's still a demonstration of civilization on a level. Peace. All right.
We going to get together this week to get one.
All right, man. You,
Either Sunday or Friday.
all right.
ADI gonna be coming up here too.
Man, yeah. Yeah. We got the other AC. The other AC came in. OJ said on the 136, I drew understanding from what was misunderstood from some 17 million. Wisdom knowledge in the 136. Misunderstood from some of the 17 million. Yeah, I'm here. Well, we got to see because tomorrow I got a lot of news. That's not a thing. Let me say that I'm not guaranteeing that there's going to be a class tomorrow because I'm probably going to be in the midst of my celebration. We'll have to see how that's coming along. But y'all know that joint right there is going to start dropping tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what stage of consciousness I'm in, I might be in the super magnetic conscious by the by the time 7 o'clock come. Y'all wouldn't want to deal with me then. Peace, no doubt. Yeah, but OJ, you said here in the 136, I drew understanding from what was misunderstood from some 17 million. I mean, you could draw understanding from what is a real devil. You could draw understanding from anything. The fact remains that you can't put two before one. See, that's one of the very, 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 very specific things about supreme mathematics is that there's no end of the numbers. You can't count to the end of the numbers. However, each number is very specific. One cannot be two, three cannot be more than four, five cannot be less than two. These are properties, right, that mathematics has. When you uh, take a certain kind of mathematics, I'm pretty sure that's geometry, where you get to what's called theorems and postulates. You know what I'm saying? Where it's different laws and characteristics of mathematics and numbers, right? And how we deal with them, right? That allow us to see, allow us to be able to measure our reality around us. You understand what I'm saying? Like when we look at uh two isosceles triangles, right? And we analyze them by the angles, you know, if they got, I think it was like if they got two like angles and one like side or something like that, then we know that both of these things is equal. You know, uh these are the characteristics of supreme mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Uh and one of those characteristics is that is an order to it, where one comes before two. And if two comes before one, something's wrong. Wiz, wait, I missed the question, why I sent. Did you ask it? And oh, you asking me what's the question? Man, we've been see, uh we had a, you gotta, look, if you wonder what did I miss crew today, yeah, you missed quite a doozy. You know, we heard from Allah You Reality today, uh came in uh you know, built from up high. You know, if you want some jewels, rewind to, I'm pretty sure that's the second hour, of the live. We had Allah You Reality manifesting reality. Why since the Moors gave the European streetlights, Joseph said Muhammad civilized through fear, offered his head. Um, well, see that's a whole other thing. You know, you know what they had to maintain a secret about was teaching Islam in Europe. See those Muslims and Muslim sons, you know, they went to Europe and started multiplying that knowledge. Yeah, right. The wordsmith, the born degree is Ibn Abdullah, and the 10th degree is Mehmet the second. Where we at here? The wordsmith said, I usually come like Fard and disappear so that Judas doesn't get a chance to betray me. And look, he's another good example of someone who, and even though it was to a large degree a false, uh, it was a false equivalency, you know, uh, black people at that time associated his physical appearance with civilization. So OJ Simpson, who you said OJ Simpson said they did not have the knowledge of themselves. Who didn't have the knowledge of themselves? Yeah, I'm almost to 1,000. With the help of all of y'all. That's why I said, everybody do the each one teach one. Always hit the like button and share this on your pages, on your Facebooks and your Twitters and everything, because then I get to pretend that I'm doing a lot of teaching. OJ says you God, a Muslim submits you God, or is it submitted to God, and God is the original black man with the knowledge of self. They did not know they were Muslims. Right. Do you mean to say 7 to 17 million do not know they are Muslims? Right. And then the answer is yes, sir. Because they was taught to put the wisdom before the knowledge. See, when it tells you that they was made deaf, dumb, and blind by the devil when they was babies, right? Now, what does knowledge tell you? To look, listen, observe, and respect. So if they was made deaf, dumb, and blind by the devil when they was babies, right? Then they didn't have the knowledge. But they out here in the world moving around. They're speaking. They're doing things. They have actions. And that actions is not based on the knowledge of who they are. It's based on belief in something that they cannot see. So they've been taught to put the wisdom before the knowledge. That's not born in understanding. The knowledge has to come before the wisdom. See, when you get to the wisdom knowledge degree in the 140, right? It says, who is the founder of unlike attract and a like repel? Answer, original black man by the name of Yaqub that was born 20 miles outside the holy city of Mecca in the year 8,400. You see what I'm saying? It's telling you all about the beginnings of Yaqub, because wisdom knowledge is the beginning of you doing devilishment. Wisdom knowledge is killing all the black babies but saving all the brown babies. You know something? That's a very wise observation you made right here. This is a very wise observation. Um, Keep this in mind, everyone. There's always a Judas around every time you're teaching a cipher of 85%. See, because, especially when you deal with original people, and it's a shame. You see, when people see other people being uplifted and they love hell, then they're going to hate that you making some people right. Who they going to have to play with? Who they going to have to recruit into their plans for negativity if you come around giving everybody the knowledge of self? So be aware of that, everyone. Asiatic Mathematics says some of the NOI guys are playing the role of Mehmet, though. What do you mean by that? So OJ said, I'm stating that wisdom is wisdom, no matter the order, because wisdom was knowledge before it became wisdom. See, all of this stuff, I understand what you mean. But we also have to understand that there's things that we deal with verbally, right? And there's things that we deal with uh uh this kind of theoretically. And then there's the actual there's the actual uh when we put this into activation through action, right? Now just what I'm gonna tell you, now let's change, OJ, where you said wisdom. And I know, don't get me wrong, let's not, we'll go there next. But first of all, let's just change where you said wisdom to woman. And let's change where you said knowledge to man. You see what you just did there? If we look at your statement, I'm stating wisdom is wisdom no matter the order, because wisdom was knowledge before it was wisdom. See, change all of that, change wisdom to woman, right? And knowledge to man. And then look at what you just did there. Let's change wisdom to words. And let's change knowledge to thoughts. Are you telling me that, you know, somehow wisdom can still be wisdom if it comes, your words can still be wise if they come before you thinking? So you gotta remember, we're not just talking this, we walking it. There's things we could demonstrate by talking, but when you actually have to walk that out, can you can you can you do that? West Coast Wise said wisdom before knowledge is one of the first things I learned not to do with my math. Oh, all on the business finally came in. All on the business. What's going on with the brother that they've accused of shooting the cops in the car that day? Is that is this just like a convenient little coinky dink that they happen to have the guy already, or you know and how does that fit in with what people was thinking happened? Yeah, I don't want. Hey, where's the wordsmith? What's the real meaning of humble? What's what's the real meaning of humble? We need the English according to the wordsmith definition here. Um, well, OJ said I can only use mathematics how I can because I'm only on the 1 to 14. I mean, well, yeah, that's how you gotta practice it. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta realize that we come into the knowledge, right, with a lot of concepts from the world. You know what I'm saying? From the world of education, you know what I'm saying? We went to school and have certain ideas planted in us. You know, the world of Christianity, we've been to church and had certain ideas planted in us. You know what I'm saying? uh you know, the world of entertainment, you know, we've watched movies and TV programs and had certain ideas in us. And so when we go to draw things up, right, we balancing things with these concepts in our mind. And so that's kind of what we got to go through. That's why you gotta manifest how you see it, because see, now I can see where there's a concept like, all right, hold up, I see what it is. You lacking an understanding of what this concept right here is in the 5%. You understand what I mean? Like, you may be lacking an understanding of who and what God is. You understand what I mean? Meaning that uh you know, we're not just saying that God is fake because he white. We saying that the entire uh you know super righteous being that exists everywhere, right? But he exists everywhere and yet is unseen to you. We saying that all of that is fake. All the magical powers, all of that is fake. But see, if you still have that concept, right, then how you study these lessons, right? And what you go searching for after you study the lessons. You understand what I mean? I mean, like, you study the lessons, right? You add that knowledge on to your cipher, right? Or you add that knowledge on and you know, you complete your cipher, right? Of going through that knowledge. Now, what do you go searching for? Do you go searching for knowledge and wisdom, right? To show and prove that degree? Or do you go searching for something that does not exist? You see what I mean? If you if you've been, you know, your mindset, if your mindset, you know, you've internalized this mindset of Allah, right? Then you're gonna go searching for the knowledge and wisdom, you know, because it don't even have to be the lessons, it could be the Bible. You know, if you read the scripture to me, I'm not going to go searching for how this means that God is in the sky. I'm going to search for, okay, what is the reality of the context of, you know, what this being said in right here? You see what I'm saying? So those are things you got to realize too, man. Nah, 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 nah. See, you making yourself, and listen, you're supposed to do that. You actually supposed to do that. You on the right path, but you're taking it too far. See, you're imposing yourself into the degree. So yeah, you learning something about yourself, right? That, and you were supposed to do that. You learning something about yourself in that you could draw up an understanding from something that other people misunderstood, and you can look at the experience that they went through, and you can learn from that. But at the same time, don't diminish the lesson that's actually in that degree. The lesson that exists within that degree is that if you put the wisdom before the knowledge, you will be blind, deaf, and dumb. That's what exists within that degree. That's what it's telling you about those people. Now, what you learned about yourself, look, just the science of going through 120, just the science of studying it, you know, the science of completing, having a discipline, all of that, you're going to be learning things about yourself the whole time. And that's what you're supposed to do. You know, you're not supposed to just learn about the generic black man. You know, yeah, we all one and the same. And, you know, there's a certain description that fits all of us. You know, like the guy was saying, when it says original man, don't say no specific brother. It don't say brothers that like this color or brothers that like that color. It said the Asiatic black man. So, that's, that's something that, don't throw that away in terms of what you could draw up and make out of the lesson, right? But the most you're going to draw up is understanding that lesson for what it is too. See, if you change all the lessons just to mean something about you, then how you going to catch the meaning of, because remember, the lessons existed. I don't know how, how when you got the knowledge, but it might have existed 50 years before you got it. I don't know. Why I said who was the Judas for Allah? Take your pick. Take your pick. You know, but we have to see the unredacted files, wise. When we see the unredacted files, then we'll know. But yeah, you can pick them on that. Hey, look, you can just throw a rock. Get a whole bunch of people that was around the 60s, throw a rock, and you bound to hit them or her. Right? The devil seek out the righteous to do their devilishment. Just like we seek out he who is savage to do our civilizing. Oh, I see what you're saying here. Well, at the end of the day, yeah, these are, like I said, when you look at 120, you're looking at many different examples of when God and the devil mixed together on the planet Earth. You know what I mean? The story of what happened as a result of that, and what is the things that led up to that. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, anytime you got this kind of battle, this is like a principal battle, you know what I'm saying, of who's right and who's wrong and everything. So yeah, Cam beefing with Vlad, you understand what I mean, does fit into that mold. You know what I'm saying? The planet Earth in that instance being hip hop, and Vlad being the one of the devil's heads, because there's some other brothers that I'd seen them, I wouldn't say they beefing with, but it's kind of like, yo, you know what, now that Vlad is kind of persona non grata, yeah, we watching you too, you know what I'm saying? But he's one of the heads that they trying to take, most definitely. Let me catch up here. Tommy Robinson. So Mr. 120 said the born degree can't be talking about Muhammad of Arabia because his flag didn't have a moon and a star. Well, what did his flag have? All right, so all on the business is saying that, because that's what I'm saying. See, me, I'm old school. So for me, I already know how the police get down. I already know you can't believe nothing they say. You see what I mean? But all on the business is saying that, yeah, uh brothers out there is not really believing that the suspect that has been named in the shooting of the two officers, no one believes that this is really the individual and that's really the story, you know. But if it's, the incentive, especially in this instance that I see for naming that person, because he already has apparently, a charge where he's facing, uh, he's already facing a lot of time, you know what I'm saying? And, like some versions of the story that I heard, that this is actually, there's a gang within the police force, or there are gang members within the police force that, they got beef with, uh, individuals on the street, you know what I'm saying? And that, this is just a part of this back and forth. So, they would want to sweep it under the rug and not go after the real person, because then the real person might expose the police for having these rogue individuals on the force. L7 said, I hate that they have the guy in custody already. Yeah, and I don't know how prevalent that is, it could be everyday business out there, you know what I'm saying? Which is everyday business everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But in LA, it seems to have gotten a little bit of what's the word? It's like in the public, you know what I'm saying? Where people that, a lot of these cases and a lot of people that get killed in LA, it's like very convenient. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother that got, remember they found bodies hanging from trees in California. And then like a week later, one of the brothers who was hanging in a tree, his brother got shot up by the police, dead. And then there's always that case of, remember the cop that they was chasing down, and they was just shooting at everybody that they thought was him. What was he about to say? And I hate to get my conspiracy theory on, but sometimes you gotta ask these questions. So all of the business says some of the suspicious things is, why would he stay in Compton and then not even stand off when they raid? If he stay, he's staying for war. Why would the real perp surrender or go in alive? Yeah, I mean, if he's doing that type of thing, especially, they claiming that when he was arrested for whatever the other charge was, that he had the same gun and he threw it out the window. And it's like, yeah, that kind of don't fit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you busting on him, you know what I'm saying, and this is the same joint. Listen, if they catch me with this, you already know what it is. You know, because I mean, you got to ask yourself that question too. Like, all right, man, Sky, man, please stop it, SW. So, OJ Simpson said, to utilize it in my life, how can I apply the degree? You got to recall that, you know, uh, everything in the lessons is not an example for you to do. Some things are example for you not to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like for instance, the guy was building, but we was earlier when I was speaking on the importance of, uh, when even when you're dealing with arithmetic in school, the importance of learning the basic fundamentals of supreme mathematics, knowing how to count, knowing the multiplication table, knowing the addition table. You know what I'm saying? And there was a brother who said that he was, I can't recall who it was, but he mentioned how his father spent uh a lot of time helping him and his siblings, and he stressed the importance of learning the multiplication and the addition tables. So see, he reversed that by putting the knowledge before the wisdom, right? And not only showing and telling his kids to look, listen, observe, and respect these laws of mathematics, but he also, he showed them the arithmetic. You know what I'm saying? He took it from knowledge to born. It wasn't just something where he sent them to school and said, be smart in there. He actually took out the time to make sure they had the knowledge. So there was no way that the wisdom could be put before the knowledge, because they had the knowledge first. They're always going to activate off the knowledge when they get in a situation, because that's the way they was taught to do it. So you apply that to your life by taking the devil out of the beginning of the education. Really, we should be taking them out the whole education. But I mean, okay, when they get 5, 6, you send them off to school. But before that, what are you teaching them? Are you teaching them the building blocks of illusion that you got from the devil to help make them blind, deaf, and dumb? Are you teaching them about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus? Are you telling them these stories about Jonah and the whale? That's how you apply that. You apply everything the devil did, everything Yakub did. You apply that by reversing it or leaving it alone. Well, y'all got the Shaw rallies popping today. Jam should remind me to never get into an elevator. West Coast Watch said, I doubt they released that info, probably black out the name. But see what it is, West Coast Watch, is that we've been doing this quite some time now. And the way the rules go is after 20 years, the files get released with redacted names. And after 50 years, the files get released without the redacted names. So, according to that rubric, this year or next year, we should be getting the, or someone, it should be available without the redacted names. Born Level Out Supreme said, do you see the Vlad situation being something that would bring Lord Jamal back to his square on the father's teachings? No. So Muhammad's flag was the sword with Bismillah inscribed upon it, if memory serves righteous. If memory serves me righteously. So would this be is that sword, is it in the upper part of the flag? Just a question. Is humble an emotion or is humble a feeling? Well, this humble side rally went in. Uh, you know, West Coast wise, that's you know, at the end of the day, you either a warrior or a warrior. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's all you can be. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no middle ground. Like there's no, I guess you can try to be passive, play whatever role, the Uncle Ruckus of your time and place, but at the end of the day, our backs are against the wall. So you either a warrior or a warrior. So Mr. 120 said Muhammad's flags were either solid black, white, red, or green. Yeah, OJ. Now this OJ Simpson not on the run though. But this side rally about humble has really picked up some steam here. In the meantime, we've had a very good live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that made it this far with me, do the each one teach one. Hit the like button. Uh, if you're new to the channel, of course, subscribe. Um, we come on live pretty much every day, except for Thursday when our good brother Sunez is broadcasting on Sunez 7, the Peace Course. Um, do we have any last questions in the room before we retire? Like I said, tomorrow it's very much up in the air. It's very much up in the air. Whether we have the class tomorrow, depending upon the level of the celebration. Or is everyone very intent with the side rally that has developed here. Where's D Christian? He didn't come in today. D Christian, uh, his order went out. Joe Self, your order, uh, it was something in the design of one of the hats that you bought that I gotta adjust my design. So I'm gonna be adjusting that tonight or early in the morning, and then your order is gonna be back uh ready to flow out. I think the wordsmith, is it the worst? No, it's not the worst. Somebody else had that problem too, that they ordered the God Cipher hat. Some of the new people on the channel, I don't know, why I'm, at this juncture right now, I'm up to like 33% female viewership, you know, because I'm so hotep. Uh, I'm not actually sure who a lot of the new people are. Some of them, you can tell from the comments. Um, I think it's a lot of new people. You know what I'm saying? Because, we was talking about this with the wordsmith, and we was talking about this with Calm Islam Lee, um, uh, Smoke Dower, um, uh, Don Bishop, um, a few other brothers. You know what I'm saying? Where you could really tell the difference in the comments that they making. You know, as they elevating through the degrees. You know what I'm saying? You could tell. Uh, and a lot of the new questions that we getting, uh, we gotta build people up. We don't break them down. Yeah, I'm straight hotep now, watch. All right, Born Love Alive Supreme said one of my new viewers is his daughter. The other is my son. That's a great thing. That's one of the things that uh I'm the most proud of, you know, accomplishing with this channel. You know what I'm saying? Is that a lot of brothers, and sisters, they introduce their kids to it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, uh, that's just I don't know how else to put that. That's one of my great achievements. You know what I'm saying? That uh, you know, I'm a part of something that is good enough. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that people would give to they babies. You know what I'm saying? In that young people is interested in. You understand what I'm saying? You know, maybe they like my old stories, like when I told a story the other day of the day I got jumped, or one of the times. That probably no, that wasn't my first time. How do you see the word poor in the knowledge equality degree? I see it as akin to the word humble when used in the context of a person who doesn't boast or live in pomp and splendor, just does his duty. Joseph. Yeah, I think it is kind of hard. It's kind of hard to be from certain areas and only get jumped one time. I mean, I guess if you stay inside, you know. But so yeah, in the meantime, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to go. I got a corner of this right here, Mr. G1. Mr. G1 came to the class and brought me uh brought me something that Born Mastermind don't want me to have. You about to be out to the Justice Cipher? Man, I need to hit you up. Yeah, see, look, today we had an episode, the live today. You know, I didn't have to even tell the story. Like, look, see, I tell y'all how it is. Like, listen, you know, back in the days it was like this or like that. But yeah, y'all got a little firsthand today. If you look at the second hour, if you look at the second hour of the live today, you get a little firsthand demonstration. But at any rate, you know, peace to all the uh, gods or the earths. You know what I'm saying? Any visitors that we have from all the other nations. You know what I'm saying? That is about freedom, justice, and equality for all people. And you know, I mean, y'all gonna see me. Y'all gonna see me tomorrow. You know, it's just a matter of is it gonna be a class or not? You know what I'm saying? But y'all gonna see me tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the oh yeah, the pre-orders is gonna be ready tomorrow too. Hold on, let me see if I can recall this address where you gotta go to do. Let me see this. I'm about to type this in here real quick. That's the link for the Antediluvian King. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, in between time, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.